This video presents content from Chapter 10 of the book Sustainable Living and World Peace, from a section entitled Looking Beyond Humans as Simply Being a Resource. Capitalism and Free Market Mimic Nature. Capitalism with Virtue adds the essential human element. In a sense, capitalism and a market economy mimic the essence of competition that happens in nature among other life. It is befitting of humans to mimic natural occurrences and tendencies in the ways they structure their lives and their societies. A capitalistic economy provides a system that accommodates for and is consistent with natural human instincts and behaviors, while providing opportunity and chances to excel. Unfortunately, there is no doubt that many people have not discovered how to flourish in this system and have suffered as a result. However, we should all agree that human beings should be able to live a life that is dignified and not suffer because of inadequate or inappropriate understandings and appreciations of the societal or economic system they live in. It is not just enough for opportunities to be present in order for a system to provide the best chance for people to excel. People must also be prepared and willing to take advantage of their opportunities and know how to take advantage of them. We all have our certain skills or gifts that are unique to each of us. In a capitalistic society, we certainly should use them to the best of our abilities to better ourselves. Additionally, of all the choices we have in how to use our talents, we should always be looking to use them virtuously and choose creative pursuits for the betterment of people and all of life. People should always look to help other people and provide them with opportunities for the simple reason that they are fellow special human beings. This does not mean to just help other people by endlessly giving and giving, which in itself is unsustainable and does not promote excellence in people. In our capitalistic society, however, we can virtuously create ways to help lift up other people and create opportunities for them, which in turn would be beneficial to all of society, essentially helping people to be able to help themselves and to help others. It seems that many people desiring a more socialistic or communist form of economic system do so feeling that capitalism can wind up being a more heartless system that does not value all people as they should be as human beings. When they witness the suffering of many people in our society, an explanation they may start to believe is that capitalism is letting people down and that introducing a more socialistic or communistic system would ensure that all people are treated more fairly and better looked after and provided for. However, not only can there be a relinquishing of freedoms by shifting more toward these types of systems, a shifting of personally virtuous responsibilities would happen also. In a more socialist or communist society, we would have to wait for the government or government institutions to improve our condition instead of allowing the people the opportunity to create a better situation. Additionally, the responsibility of creating opportunity and better situations is shifted toward the government and away from the people in a more socialist or communist society. In our capitalistic society, Pal Virtue should direct entrepreneurs and investors to seek to create sustainable value and opportunity in their quest to gain profits. If problems arise in a capitalistic society, it is not the result of an inherent problem with capitalism. It is a lack of virtue starting at the level of the individual and extending through all levels of society that causes problems in capitalism. It is true that capitalism, without appropriate temperance and virtuous intentions, has led in the past to debauchery and even facilitated imperialism. People have been willing to do some pretty horrible things, even in the United States, for the sake of making money or making sure that some people have access to good stuff at the expense of other human beings. But things do not have to be this way at all. If we are led by virtue, there would be freedom, prosperity, and sustainability in a capitalistic system. We are endowed with the sentiments and feelings we need to direct our gifted abilities into positive action. Being capitalistic does not mean you have to stop feeling as a human being for your fellow man and other life. We could even give this type of capitalism a name such as compassionate capitalism or empathetic capitalism. In our capitalistic pursuits, we need to be careful that our capitalism is tempered by individual virtue and that we are always examining our intentions and actions to make sure they are in line with our virtues. Capitalism should not result in the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. It should result in the rich getting richer and the poor getting richer. It should benefit those at the financial top while benefiting those toward the financial bottom, and also benefit those at the financial bottom while benefiting those toward the financial top. Consider the words from the New Testament. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Think of all the benefits of a capitalistic society and what we gain by being able to live this way. Think of all the ways people can help other people in this society, then decide to be a capitalist that creates goodness in your endeavors. When being charitable, it would be best if our philanthropy would help create systems or otherwise invest in people to allow them to be able to pal virtuously better themselves, and then in turn for them to have the opportunity to help others. Giving should not perpetuate idleness and dependence in people that are otherwise capable to help themselves and others. This actually does them a disservice and may actually end up causing them to become dependent on the giving. Giving should help people to help themselves to the best that they can so they can receive benefits of God's abundance entrusted to us, and in turn for them to help others. In a real sense, though, investing and the acts of entrepreneurs can be viewed as benevolent acts in a virtue-guided capitalistic society. Really, all investing in entrepreneurial activities could be looked at and should be directed as if they were investments in people. Capitalistic investing and activities by those guided by virtue provide opportunity for people to help themselves, then in turn to help others. Investing in entrepreneurial activities can be done and can be seen as types of benevolence that should provide opportunity in a sustainable manner for everyone and all of life in general. Empathetic or compassionate capitalism puts responsibility on the individual and allow their virtues to create good things for all people and all life. It allows for more proaction and for better reaction where problems arise, with benefits arising from the individual and continuing on up through all levels of society. In capitalism, people can earn from the fruits of their labor. Hard work and skill in honest endeavors are rewarded, which is how things should be. We must keep perspective, though, that our ability to earn and what we then do earn really are all gifts from God on the earth of abundance. We must be careful in the degree of pride we feel for ourselves, since our ability to earn and what we are able to earn should actually be looked at with more of a sense of gratitude than pride. Although we can feel pride in our abilities, our efforts, our family, and our nation, realize that great gifts were granted in order for these things to be with us. Additionally, we need to make sure our feelings of pride never turn to arrogance, being wary of the combination of ignorance and arrogance, and that we remain grounded by the awareness of where our ultimate source of success and accomplishment really comes from. Capitalism should provide people of virtue with the ability to help others receive the abundant gifts of God. Striving to satisfy our own interests should not leave others in the dirt, but should actually help to lift them up also. The cause of virtue should be within the realm of everyone's self-interest, and this interest in virtue will elevate the interests of others in turn. Capitalism can allow us to experience and achieve so much in our lives and in our societies, but we need to make sure that our great accomplishments have a great purpose in the service to our fellow human beings and all of life. Whether you are a very wealthy person or someone with a much more subsisting income, it is not a matter of how much money we make. It is how we use it toward virtuous pursuits. Many people will say that it is not anybody's business how someone else spends their time and money. However, when the Founding Fathers organized and established a free society for people to live by their own decisions, they believed that the liberties that were gained would not last unless people's decision-making was guided by virtue and that they lived virtuous lives. The people would have their freedom, but whether or not they could hold on to it would depend on their virtues and willingness to accept responsibility. In a similar sense, our ability to live sustainably will require that our freedom to make choices is guided by our virtues and our understanding of our responsibilities. It is always best for people to want to live virtuously when deciding how they spend their time and their money. It is a key to human greatness for our powers and our utilization of resources to be used for the creation of good and virtuous things.